Hi guys, this is another quick video for GCSE and also maybe for Year 8 as well, because you're doing climate change at the moment and you've done this. So this is causes of climate change in the past, natural causes of climate change in the past. Just going to run through the 3 or 4 things with you, and hopefully you can use these in the exam. So the first one is Sunspot Theory. And this is based upon the idea that the sun has these little black spots, which we might think of the sun cooling down, but actually they're the sun heating up. So the more black spots there are on the sun, the more solar radiation that will be released from the sun, and then will therefore come to us. And this has been the process that's blamed on the Little Ice Age and the medieval warming period, etc., that the sunspots on the sun were either more or less. So the more sunspots there are, the hotter the sun is at that time, and the more radiation that we will get. So over time, this can either heat us up or cool us down naturally. The second one is the Eruption Theory. And this is based on the fact that there has been quite a lot of very, very large volcanic eruptions in the world over the last couple of million years. And ash and gas go high up into the stratosphere, and they basically form a blanket in the upper atmosphere, which stops incoming solar radiation actually even getting through to us. So that can cause huge amounts of cooling on the planet. It can stop photosynthesis, etc. And this can happen over time. It hasn't happened recently, but it can happen when some volcanoes erupt and they throw ash and dust into the atmosphere, and that gets taken with the winds around the stratosphere and can cause less solar radiation to get into the atmosphere. So that's the second theory. The third theory, there's kind of 3 things going on here. This is what we call Orbital Theory and the Milankovitch cycles, if you can remember that, especially for GCSE. So the first one is that the Earth's orbit hasn't always been the same shape that it is today. It's a kind of circular shape. So we get an equal amount of warming. If you see the little black line, this is not to scale. The Earth is not that big and the sun is not that small. So the little black circle shows that the Earth is in a pretty regular kind of circular motion or path around the sun. So we get equal amounts of heating all year round. Now what this is suggesting, this theory, is that sometime in the past and in the future as well, that this orbit will change from circular to more elliptical. So at some points we will be close to the sun, at some points we'll be further away. So that can affect the amount of radiation that we get from the sun. And then the next 2 are about the Earth itself and how the Earth tilts and moves. So as we can see here, the first one is that the Earth's axis actually tilts. We know that the Earth's axis is on a tilt anyway, but over time, over about every kind of 41,000 years, the Earth's axis tilts a little bit more forward or away from the sun, so this can have an impact on heating and cooling. And then also the Earth's axis wobbles as well, and this is over every kind of 26,000 years. And again, if the Earth is a little bit closer or a little bit further away from the sun, then that can have an impact on the amount of radiation that we get from the sun. So as it says here, the 3 changes alter sunlight amount that the Earth receives on a scale of thousands of years, and these changes can start or stop an ice age. So these can increase or decrease the amount of heat that we get from the sun. All of these are natural ways that climate change can happen, and we need to be aware of all of these for our GCSE, and we also need to remember them for our Year 8 exam in a week or 2's time when we get back after Christmas.